So I wanted to tell you a story that happened yesterday. But first I need to take you somewhere to tell you the story. So if you happen to catch my last video, I bought a mountain bike and I was gonna start cross training and doing some other exercises to complement running, and I've been doing that. So for about 4 or 5 weeks, every weekend I go out mountain biking, and the guys I go with are a little bit ahead of me, but about on the same level. So we've been enjoying this mountain biking. So yesterday we went to River Legacy, which is where I'm pulling up right now. There's hardly anybody here compared to yesterday. It was a nice cool morning yesterday morning. It's an easygoing trail, a lot of speed, a lot of fun stuff, but there's one part that was just a little sketchy. So I was gonna walk down the path to where all that happened yesterday. Not that I'll need it, but I'm gonna bring some water in case I get thirsty. Helmets required. So this is where we started yesterday, and we took this all the way around. Like I said, it's a really fast looping trail. A lot of fun, very easygoing, just a few challenging areas. But then we said, when we get done with that, we're gonna try EKG. Now, most of it was this, and it says it's suitable for most off-road riders, and that most difficult and challenging trail features. That was EKG. So I always wear a helmet. Very important to wear a helmet when you're riding a bike, mountain bike. Anything with wheels probably is a good idea to wear a helmet. So I was wearing a helmet, gloves. The one thing I wasn't wearing was a full body suit. Probably would have been a good idea yesterday. So as you see, it's not a very challenging track at all. A little kid just passed with his dad. Just an easygoing trail, except for that one area. Okay, so here is EKG. Pretty sure that has to do with something about heart attacks. So you can go over the climb, or you can take the bypass. I took the climb, that direction. As you see, got a little heart monitor right here. I guess that's for EKG. So you start out with this climb, not too bad. It's just a regular climb, no big deal. So there's always these little stumps, and you can either go around them or you can pop over them. Again, not a big deal. So here's a sign that I probably missed yesterday. Sometimes I consider myself an expert, even though I'm not. And before I get a bunch of haters hating on this video and hating on me for doing something that was over my head, listen, I got a mom, and she'll do a good enough job whenever she sees this video, okay? So, this is a first little drop off. Not that big of a deal. I mean, you're just going downhill. It's gonna be a little hard because I'm a little sore from yesterday. But this is not an expert. I mean, maybe an expert for a person that's never really ridden a bike before. I don't recommend it. But for the stuff that we've been doing, it wasn't that bad. So we move along. So most of the things you can either take this way around or go up. And again, on video, it's kind of hard to tell the incline or decline on some of this, but let's see if we can just take you around over here. Check it out. So I remember coming around this corner, and then there's this branch that comes over. I ducked my head so I wouldn't hit my head on this branch, which there's a lot of that out here. So come around the corner, pretty good speed, and this is all coming uphill. And so when you go uphill, you must then go downhill. So as you can see, you can't see the turn there, and I'm flying across this. I've got somebody behind me, and as I come around, I see this branch, and it's hard to see right here, but it's sticking up about 6-8 inches. So you can go around it, but as I've gotten a little bit better, I started popping my front wheel over things, and no problem. I was just gonna pop over, hit my back, and just keep going. But as you can see, if you hit this branch with your front wheel, you're gonna have problems. So I popped my front wheel a little too early, and as I came down, my front wheel hit it head on, and old Swansea went flying. So I popped my wheel, came down and hit right here, and the bike tumbled. And because I was on the bike, I tumbled with it. So I hit, and I'm gonna tell you, it was about 100 miles an hour, because that's what it felt like. But I hit the ground right there, and I think I perfectly timed it with my chest and my leg. And I've, out of breath, knocked the wind out of me, yelling, because it hurt pretty bad, hurt real bad. So, laid there, my foot was tangled up in the bike, and I realized that I probably hurt myself pretty good. May have cracked some ribs, even possibly could have fractured my femur. So I took my bike back up the trail, and I walked it back to the parking lot. And you know, I thought, well, maybe I'm just bruised up. Not too bad, I'm tough. So I went home, took a load off, rested, and it just didn't seem like it was getting any better. So I decided I need to go to the ER, and I did. And they did a CT scan for my chest, and they did some x-rays on my leg. So the good news is nothing's wrong with my leg except for an extremely, extremely bad bruise, and it hurts. I'm limping, but my ribs, not so good. So I didn't have any displaced ribs, which means I think they're broken completely in half, but I have some fractured ribs. So I'm moving a little slow, but all is good. Again, no haters, because when my mom sees this, she's gonna call me and say, why didn't you call me? Because I don't want to worry her. She worries a lot. But anyway, good times, right? I hope to be back soon on the bike and having fun and getting exercise safely. So here's walking back. I mean, again, it's probably hard to tell how steep these are. It's beautiful out here though. I mean, you couldn't pick a more beautiful sport. I mean, you got just trees, and you got little smelly creeks that have no moving water, so they smell rank, smell really bad. But anyway, be careful out there, wear a helmet, wear full body suits if you got it. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So what does that mean for my exercising, my running, my biking? It's gonna have to go on hold for a few weeks till the ribs get back into shape. But I plan on being back. I plan on running. I plan on riding my bike. I just plan on staying in shape. And we're gonna do that. So on another note, I just got back from vacation maybe a week and a half ago. That was a crazy story in itself. There's always a story with me. So the vacation story goes like this. So here's proof that I do wear a helmet and gloves. They don't really protect too much, but at the end of the day, I ended up getting a backpack, not a fancy backpack, and a little blanket. Trusted ER over in Irving. Good people, nice people. The doctor was fantastic.